Okay, what we're going to show you how to make today is we're going to make what we call the ultimate ballyhoo rig, or it's a flying fish Carolina witch swimming ballyhoo rig combo. And what you're going to have is you're going to have the streamlined Carolina witch as a bait enhancer. It's the original patented design here. It's got some really nice hair on it. It's a really nice bait. And it's a bait enhancer, and you're going to have 3 of the little mini Yummee flying fish. You can use more than 3 mini Yummee flying fish, but it's the minimum we would recommend is 3 for the rig to work as it's designed. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how we've already taken, and we have 2 of these already rigged up on what we would call the dropper, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make one on the dropper. And the way you do that is you locate about where the eye should be, insert the monofilament through there, your leader. This needs to be a good stiff mono leader, which if you buy the kit to make these, you will find that it's going to have the right mono in it. So we're going to leave just a little bit of a tag in. We're going to come out here, we're going to crimp the thing properly, and so what you're going to have is the dropper. And notice it's going to have some spring to it. I don't know if we're catching it on camera or not, but this rig is going to make it look like that these mini flying fish are scared and they're jumping and flying and getting away from the bait that is chasing it, which would simply be the Carolina witch with a ballyhoo swimming behind it. Of course, the design of the rig means that most of the time this is what's going to get hit, the part with the hook in it. So then I'm going to go ahead and take a longer piece of monofilament leader, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start on the ballyhoo end, and I'm going to insert a crimp, I'm going to insert a bait spring, a sinker, a crimp. I'm going to take my 8/0 hook, I'm going to go ahead and bend it around, slide it down. I'm going to take my pre-cut piece of stainless steel rigging wire here. I'm going to insert it in until it just slides back through. See, my crimp slipped on me, so I've got to reposition that. But I've got my wire inside the rig till it's just barely exiting the rear. It's between the 2 pieces of monofilament. I'm going to go ahead and take my crimping pliers, insert them into the right hole, crimp it down properly. Should have somewhat of a saddle right there. We don't want to pinch this in, and we don't want to crimp and pinch the mono on that end. We're going to go ahead and take our sinker and our rigging spring, and we're going to put the wire through the sinker itself. It's a little bit hard to see right here. Okay, we got it through. We're going to go ahead and with the hook facing down, as you see, we bend that pin up. We're going to leave a little bit of adjusting room right here. That pin's a little longer than it needs to be. We'll shorten it down. It's still probably longer than it needs to be, but you can always cut it off depending on the size of the bait you're using. So what you're going to have right here is you got your bait spring, which is going to be able to tighten down over the nose of the ballyhoo once it's rigged. Then we're going to go ahead and go to the other end of the monofilament leader. At this point, we're going to insert the monofilament into the rear of the Carolina witch. We're going to bring it out the nose. We're going to slide that down. The long end of the hair should be pointed forward now. You can see the lines going through that way. This bait is designed so that the hair will fold back. It's going to give a good sound, a harmonic sound that the fish will pick up the vibrations. It also presents a good visual picture to fish, enhancing that bait. This ballyhoo should be swimming at this point behind here. Then we're going to go again to the other end. We are going to slide on 3 crimps. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to slide in the last crimp, which will make the loop that you're going to attach your swivel to. At that point, we're going to go ahead, crimp it. We're going to come down about 2 feet. We're going to insert, if you can see this well, we're going to insert the monofilament. So this is forward, okay? That is forward. That's where it's going to be attached. And you want the line laying side by side. No, it's not going to cut the line. What it's going to do is it's going to cause this bait to spring forward when the lure rig is pulled through the water. Then we're going to come down and we're going to space, as you can see where the flying fish is. We're going to make sure that our dropper, our next one, is going to be a little bit lower than the length of that flying fish, if you can see that right there. So in other words, it's going to be no further forward than that right there. We're going to take our next dropper, we're going to insert it just as we did the last one. We're going to go ahead, repeat the process, hold the rig up, see where the next one should be spaced. We'll space that dropper likewise. And now what we're going to have is I'm going to bring this back into the camera view. Your Ballyhoo would be, this is going to be hard to get into one little camera shot, but this rig is over 12 foot long. And what you're going to have is your Ballyhoo is going to be swimming back here with the Carolina Witch on it, and in front of it is going to be 3 of these mini flying fish, and as this is pulled through the water, these flying fish are going to jump. And they're going to be looking like scattered, scared bait, which predators absolutely cannot resist. At that point, they'll home in on the swimming bait. It's a great tuna rig, big dolphin, also catches a lot of billfish, sailfish, marlin, and so on and so forth. You go ahead, you can roll up your rig so you can get a better view of it. As you can see, once it's wound up, you've got your hook, your sinker, your crimp, your Ballyhoo spring, your Carolina Witch, and 3 of these little flying fish that are going to be jumping. It's a very effective rig. It's not that difficult to make. It's going to save you a lot of money if you buy the components and build them yourself, or you could buy the kit and make a couple of them and save even more. But that's how you make it. The Ultimate Ballyhoo rig, or also known as the Flying Fish Natural Bait Combination Rig. Very good bait. Very good rig, and